What's up, you guys? It's Rob here. Today we'll be covering ticker symbol AMC. We'll be covering it on the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame in anticipation for tomorrow's trading day, Friday, April 16th. So we'll cover the short interest, which is actually continuing to go up, the short interest rate, which actually has jumped up. We'll cover all that stuff over in Ortex, but I want to jump in and dive into the charts. But first off, can I just get a big, just smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm? Can you also smash that subscribe button too while you're at it? Because today was an absolutely phenomenal day for AMC. We're sitting at 990 at the close, and in the after hours, we're pretty much sitting even, if not a little bit below, but it's not a big deal. It's the after hours. And it was a phenomenal day for the stock. I just can't get over it. So if you can, just do me a favor. Just absolutely smash that like button, absolutely smash that subscribe button, and make sure that you turn on notifications for the channel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on into the charts here. So taking a look at the chart, the great first thing that I see here is we actually had our intraday low. Well, not our intraday. We had our low of 935 during the pre-market, which didn't even touch our support of 925. We did touch our intraday high of 1023, which means we did break our psychological support and technical support there. Not technical support and psychological support. It's a psychological and technical resistance. We turned it into support for a little bit, but now it pretty much has become resistance again. And I'm really expecting going into tomorrow that it's really going to be a battle over $10 because the amount of options, if we hop over here in the Webull and take a look, the amount of options that are set to expire here for calls, the open interest is 60,000. So if we close at 10:01 or 10:02, 60,431 contracts go in the money. Now, if we take a flip side and take a look at the puts are at 11,677. So really, when we take a look at both of these, I'll leave the chart up so you guys can take a look at it. But just me glancing over it, the calls definitely outweigh the puts by a lot that are expiring tomorrow. So it is going to be an absolute just duke out between probably 975 and I'm going to say about 1010. Because 1010 seems like once we get above 1010, it starts the rip. So that's really the point that I'm going to be looking at. And I think we're going to be within tomorrow. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we also see a lot of shorts trying to drive down the price of the stock so we can't get to that $10 mark. Because if we get to that $10 mark, 60,000 contracts get put in the money, which is a lot of contracts on top of this. But the huge thing that I want to point out today too is this nice period of consolidation that we did have during the afternoon time frame. I'll draw a nice rectangle over it because this is honestly really tight consolidation, and it's done right here at this 975 support that we were pretty much floating on, and we pretty much tested a lot today. So I'm going to draw this in right here. And what's really great about this is if we zoom in and take a look at it, during this whole entire time period, we didn't touch oversold or overbought the whole entire time, which is really great. And we did this on the upper end where we closed closer to, which is good for the stock. And it's more of a bullish indicator versus us closing down at, like, let's say 925 and this consolidation happening around like 920, for instance. And if we opened at 975, that wouldn't be a good sign. But the fact that we're consolidating closer to our upper end is a good thing for the stock. But let's zoom back out here to the 1 day. The other thing I really want to point out is we did touch oversold and overbought a couple of times, but we really didn't stay there for extended periods of time, which is a good sign. So we pretty much respected the RSI and stayed within the channel of 30 to 70, which is good. The other huge thing is taking a look at the MACD here. It is very overextended on the rip up and then the breakdown. And we did cool off later into the day, which is good. But overall, it's not a good sign to have these really overextended moves. We don't want to have them. Now, there's a fly in here. All right, let's hop out to the 5-day, 5-minute and take a look at it. So you can really see where we were here on the 12th and the 13th, which was Tuesday, and then we have Wednesday's movement, and now we have today's movement. And you can see that we really have found the bottom. And personally, let's take this trend line and grab it, and let's extend it out a little bit more, because why not extend it out? And it's really good because we are respecting this trend line. And when you take a look at the 120 and 30-day moving average, we closed above the 120 and above the 30-day moving average, which is a very good sign for the stock. Now, if we want to take a look at the rips that we had today on the MACD, they look very small compared to the ones that we had yesterday. And then when we had our breakdown here on Monday. So it looks rather puny, which is good because that's going to help us. And this is more of a healthy growth kind of day because we grew about 5 to 6%, which is pretty phenomenal for a normal stock. Now, I don't know where you would put AMC in terms of what sector it would go underneath, but really it's a good thing to grow at this rate and not growing at 20%. I know a lot of us want to grow at 20%, but I personally would much prefer the slow incremental growth because it'll cause larger people to be interested in getting into the stock and kind of help us push for this squeeze. Now you can see the trend line here on the 1 month time frame. We are sitting at 65 on the RSI, so we are a little on the high side on the RSI. So a good bit of consolidation maybe tomorrow morning would be a good thing for us to just help calm down that RSI. We are sitting here when we close the day, we are pretty much sitting even on the MACD. So it's still deciding if we're in a bullish or bearish territory. But if we do look at where we were at the open, we definitely were on the bullish side. We are still above the equilibrium, so we'll have to see how this plays out tomorrow. But let's hop back to grab the whole time frame. But what we really can see is we can see really a trend reversal in these past 3 days. Is we've been respecting this trend line. We found our bottom here at 831. We didn't have to touch $8, which is a really good sign. And we're making a new trend. Now, that's what I want to see. The next thing that I can see here is if we take a look at the 120 moving average and the 30 moving average, we have both of them. We have the 30-day moving average hooking upwards, which is a good sign because that means our movement over a 30-day period tends to be in a general upwards direction. Along with the 120 moving average is kind of lessening its downward trend, and hopefully we can get it to even out over Friday and then maybe in the Monday and get it to even out, and we can drive the stock up even more, which would be great. So, but overall, it was a phenomenal day for AMC. Actually, let's go ahead and hop over here in the Ortex. Now, what I use Ortex for is I take a look at the short interest of the stock. And the huge thing to point out here right away is our utilization has jumped up again from, I believe it was 97.5% yesterday to 98.7%. Our short interest or free float is up even more today. And then also our short interest change is up today. And our current short interest is estimated to be around 93.01 million shares. Now that is large. That is a lot of short interest, and it is by far the most short interest that has ever been on this stock. Even back when we squeezed technically in January. And then the next thing that I also see on here too is that cost to borrow is 3.92. I know a lot of people have been saying if we take a look at Fintel, that it is a lot higher on Fintel. Yeah, Fintel is reporting 15.61%. So maybe Ortex hasn't updated yet to reflect this. But if Fintel is saying that the cost to borrow is 15.61%, that's really large because that means it's going to be a lot of money for shorts to take out. Now we do take a look here at the borrowed shares today. It was 4.47 million and 1.66 of it was returned. So there's an outstanding balance just from today of 2.81 million shares. If we do take a look at the Free float on loan, we're looking at 34.2%, and the shares on loan right now are 142.81 million, which is very, very large. So overall, our short interest has continued to go up during these past 3 days, and we are moving in an upwards direction, which is great. What I'll do is I'll click to turn on this yellow line, and you can see that our short interest, it's a day behind. So as of Wednesday, it was at 21.84%, but you can see here we're estimated to be at 22.27%, which is really large. Like, we are continuing this upward trend of a lot of short interest on the stock, which is showing that the shorts are increasing their position. You can also see that this green line down here, which is the days to cover, has actually gone up. So we've gone from, what was it yesterday? Yesterday was 0.79 up to 0.81. So it's almost a full entire day to cover the whole entire short position if it was just short shares covering that position. Like, that is, it's huge. So this is absolutely squeezable. And really, if we hop back over here to Webull and take a look at the options chain and just see that there's 60,000 options that are set to expire at $10 this tomorrow. And then if we take a look at $11, it's 43. There's going to be an absolute fight tomorrow over $10. And if we get above $10 by some chance, I hope we get above $10 because it's going to inflict a lot of pain on the shorts. But if we get up to $11, that's going to cause even more. And it's going to compound the effect. And if we get this $10 and $11 in the money, I don't know what Monday's going to look like, but it might possibly cause a gamma squeeze, because this is a lot of outstanding short interest that might be put in the money by this. We may not squeeze, but it definitely will help us squeeze if these contracts get put in the money. So, but that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you drop a like on the video and that you also hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. If you do like the platform that I'm using here, down in the description, I do have my referral link to Webull. And when you do join Webull, you get one free stock when your account's approved, and then you get another free stock when you deposit $100 on the platform. And those two free stocks can be valued anywhere between $10 and $1,600. And then also, since you used my referral link, I do get a free stock as well. So it's another way to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one, and hopefully we have a great day on Friday. Peace.